Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, across the country, around the world. Welcome back to the Kerbal Space Program. And today we are launching a refuel mission up to the Kerbal Space Station Dragon. This is partly a mission to, store some fuel on the space station. Also to give it some more, I think I'm adding life support and a monopropellant and a, a reaction wheel to give it a little more twisty oomph when I need to twist the space station around. And if you see toward the top underneath the monopropellant tank there, those two small-ish, 2.5 meter tanks, those actually get slapped onto the sides of the Endeavour, the moon mission ship, because it is currently docked at the the Kerbal Space Station Dragon. Please forgive me, it's been about a week or so since I've recorded dialogue. I've played a little bit here and there, and we've had Thanksgiving week and stuff like that, and so I was busy and not able to record again until now. That's why I skipped a couple days and then published again this last Thursday, and this should go up online on this coming Tuesday, the 5th? Yes, Tuesday, December 5th, for episode 23. We get this guy up into orbit, but I realize that it's ahead. I didn't plan that well at all, so adding a Hohmann transfer to it is in a while. So I add an alarm for it, and we go back to the Kerbal Space Center, and we build the expansion to the space station. Oh, right. So I wanted to try to get as many scientists as I could, because some of the parts that I'm going to be adding on to it will require scientists. I learn later, I guess. I don't know. I learn, however, that it actually will require a pilot as well. I don't know if it was here or somewhere else, but I go through and I look at it, and I try to figure out how it all works. But it does require a pilot to do it. So we're adding on a section to the space station. That's going to be another extension. It's going to have, obviously, these docking modules at the far end. And I think I slap in some monopropellant in the middle there at some point. Yep, add batteries, all the good things. I enjoy having this truss with the what's it called? With the crew tube on the inside. Sorry, it's cool looking, and I like sinking things inside of it. They're still visible and they're still functional. There it is. There's monopropellant. I knew I did it. But I really like these parts. I'm not sure even what kit they're from, but I like them. I like them a lot. Yep, adding some big old solar panels. Oop, there we go. Shift it just inside. Pretty much every piece that I've sent up to the space station becomes, or has become, like its own thing. Its own. Well, a lot of them have their own probe cores, so they are, according to the game, they have probe core. They can generate power. They can store power. And they can receive transmission, so they can get control from the base. So yeah, so we end up launching this. I think that's about it. Do I add some fins? Oh right, I've run into problems with, of course, when I do this, the 4 boosters on the outside. They oftentimes bump into things. Like they'll bump into each other. They'll destroy each other. So I've had to and that helps. I don't know if I do it here or if I figured it out even before this. This might even be a bad launch that has to redo. I haven't actually watched this sped up footage again. So I'm seeing it for the first time just with you guys. I think this might be it. Because the way that things are spaced out, those dual engine cores at the bottom there, the way they get placed, it puts the, see how I say this, while it is one piece, while before you separate the boosters off the sides, it's considered one ship. So parts can clip, there. See how those fell off like that? Because the engine, that was okay. Well, that one was okay. Sometimes, though, they bump into it because those two engine nacelles kind of stick to the side. Oh, what did I forget? Oh, I pulled them out a smidgen, but that doesn't do anything. Yes, here, rotating that on the diagonal keeps it separated so that doesn't happen. Keeps it all actually physically separated. It's not clipping through when it's one piece, and then when it separates, it's a bit happier. Tricks of the trade, I suppose. But it makes the separations go cleaner. Go cleaner? Perform cleaner? It makes them cleaner. It makes it better. Yay, better. Anyway, I think this is the attempt that goes. There was one for something. Maybe I didn't show it. Oh, maybe it is this one. We're going pretty flat pretty early. Yeah, there it was. Yeah, so we reverted again. Now I'm third time's the charm. I think I just let it be a little gentler, a little smoother with the that gravity turn. I don't know why it did that exactly. The thrust was there. I think it just wasn't going quite fast enough, maybe? I don't know. Sometimes Kerbal Space Program does weird things, and that was one of them. So I just go a lot gentler with this one. I think I might be just giving it more thrust as well. Oh, this one's going pretty flat, but it stays okay this time. Oh, we are higher, though. Yeah, so that was a bit of a steeper orbital insertion. But that's actually a pretty decent one. Oh, I didn't recover those things. Boo. Yeah, this was a pretty decent orbital injection. And yeah, you can see that center engine is twisted 45 degrees. And circularize, go, MechJeb, do your thing. And I can't remember if this... I might have even gone back and redone this one yet again. I can't remember if it was this one or another one. But I've done it before where I add RCS to that later stage so that I can maneuver that as well. Whoa. Spinning things all the way around. Now we also have a... What is that? Homeland transfer coming up. Oh, this one's closer, quicker. So that's good. Whereas the last one was... It would take a while for it to catch up. That's okay. I am not, SpaceX. I'm not NASA. I'm not Arianespace. I'm not anybody. In the real world, of course, one plans launch windows so that things happen and you meet up as quickly as possible. Here, we have the luxury of time and to do an orbit around and then make things meet up. And fine-tune to get us nice and close. I don't remember if this... I've kind of lost track of what's happened in these episodes. I'm not sure if this is the one where it was a real pain in the butt to do stuff with. I think it's the other piece that became a pain in the butt. But I survived and made it work. Alright, so we got our rendezvous set. We're going to come into it. Yeah, this guy is just so big, it's kind of ridiculous. I should have added monopropellant to the bottom of it. Maybe do I go back? Nope, I must not. I must not. We come in. Burn that. Do I discard that? No, I must not. Whoop. Yeah. I mean, this might be one where I blow through all my monopropellant. I've done that a few times. Especially because it's so offset like this, where all the RCS thrust is up on one end and not at all on the other. Maybe I got lucky. I can't remember. Yep. But we... Ah, yes, that's part of the trick. Spinning the space station around to point at... Well, to point more or less prograde, but also to point at the... What's it called? To point at the target. I think I actually... Oh, okay, I got this one kind of lined up decently. It's not the best maneuvering, but it's decent. I think I just got lucky and things kind of lined up okay, and I was okay. I think that's what happened. No. Oh, maybe not. Eek. Come on. What do I do? Do I make it? Do I not make it? I can't remember. I think I might... No, I've got plenty of monopropellant. This isn't one where I go and redo it. I don't think. I think this is one where I... Wow, do I really force it in there? I must. I'm slightly impressed with myself. Oftentimes with these, I have to go back and redo it, but apparently there was enough RCS control up on the front that I was able to do what I needed to do. That, I just kind of brute forced my way in, came in at obviously an angle on a few different axes, but we end up bouncing it into place and letting the magnetics of the docking port take over I was just rotating it to keep it aligned the way I want it. Because I do want things to be somewhat north-south-ish aligned. Good, yeah, this actually came together on the first try. I thought I had to go back and redo it. I've done it before, where I've redone it, but not this time. And it was at this point that I thought, like, wow, okay, this is actually really starting to look like a space station. I was really, really pleased with it. So there's that. Back to the tracking station. And we got to find the other ship that is slowly coming in. We got the alarm clock there. So we jump to that ship. I actually deleted the alarm because it's actually, I find it easier to sneak up on the alarm, delete it, and then get to and then select the ship and jump to it. That way it just seems easier. And yeah, and now we're just doing the home and transfer for this one. I feel like something weird. Was it this time that something weird happened? Nope. There must have been another time, maybe I wasn't recording, where I didn't click execute node. It just blew right past me. Like, what the? So I had to go back and redo things. I felt kind of stupid, just a little stupid. But we will get this guy docked. This one, let me think. Is this who I think it is? This one might have been a headache because, again, I didn't add RCS on that lower section. And I've learned that I probably just should put monopropellant on that whole center core just so that it's easier to maneuver, and I just have more options. This one was okay again, I think. Yeah, this one was okay. Other ones have not been so okay, but this one was doable. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right. So we go to put that little service module with the monopropellant and supplies, docking that onto the truss to, there we go. The truss to the, well, near all those solar panels, although on the docking point that is closest to the habitation modules, just because I don't want to get too close to all those solar panels that are giving me power. And I can't remember, this might have been a botched approach too. There we go. Set as target, control from here. And I think I got things to go fairly well. Again, coming in at an angle, but I think I swoop it around to the side. I think. I honestly played this and recorded this before Thanksgiving. It's been sitting here on my computer waiting to do the voiceover work for, so it's been a while. Again, I apologize for that. I mean, we've all seen this a bunch of times, docking. At this point, even in my series, at this point, it's like, yes, docking, we get it. So I do apologize, but it's what I have recorded. But you can see the progress of the space station Dragon. Yeah, and we slowly slide in and on that port. And I've come to realize that the docking port for that guy is really not aligned like at all. Well, for that truss there that we're about to dock onto, it's a good 15 degrees rotated. You'll see that in a moment once this guy docks and how high up the butt end of this thing is sticking up above the Endeavor and the HAP module there. It's a pretty stark difference. But fortunately, the magnetics of the docking nodes eventually, come on, get it up. Ooh, sorry. But eventually it latches into place. There we go. So really, to me, this really is starting to feel like a space station. And we're slowly getting some fuel out of there and into that, which is great. Unfortunately, that thing becomes just a junk bit of debris that we have to, terminate later on. So we fill up that guy, so that's good. And once we get that thing out of the way, bye-bye. Unfortunately, there's no control, so I can't do anything with it. Pity. Now, and oh yeah, here's where I was playing with food. Supplies, rather. And I clicked on food, and I thought, okay, here's all the food things. Can I not transfer you? And in this setting, no, you cannot. But when you have it as what's it called? Without selecting the food icon on the whatever status window thingy, you can transfer supplies across. And I do that. I think I figure it out shortly, later, maybe off camera. And I've talked about this actually before because I knew this was happening. There we go, monopropellant. Yeah, that little thing that we sent up is almost empty. And food, aha, there it is. Food. And you can see it takes a while to transfer some of the things, but it goes. And I didn't know this, but hab modules have food supplies. A lot of things have food supplies, so that's cool. In addition to the big chunks, the big capsules of food supplies you send up, all those, anything that's like a quote command capsule has some food supply to it. Yeah, these do too, but they're really, really small. Even though it takes a long time to fill up the water and oxygen. But they have it as well. Either way, the space station has tons of oxygen and supplies and everything like that. It doesn't need much. Yeah, we put it in there for the escape vehicle. And monopropellant, I was just double checking everything to make sure. Yes, it was all good. So at this point, we're going to take and decouple that. Whoop, there we go. And this guy ends up, like I said, those two white round Rockomax fuel tanks, those end up getting slapped on the sides of the Endeavor. And this is a technique / style that I end up utilizing a few times. Here, it's these round cylindrical tanks. After this, I send a refuel mission out to the moon, and it becomes, I utilize round fuel tanks, the spherical. They're actually half hemispherical. Let me put two together. They're supposed to be the top and bottom of a fuel tank, but you put them together and they're like a round ball sticking off the side. I kind of like that look. I think that might become my standard for smaller refueling module biddies. Boop, 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 boop. Come on, get on there. Good. Come on. Doc, go home. I know you want to go home. There we go. Okay, good. So there's that. And then we keep moving on, and we take this guy and stick him on the bottom. And it's after this that, yeah, things get interesting. The big orange tank you see there, I didn't realize it until afterward. It only has an RCS thrusters at the very bottom. It doesn't have any RCS thrusters at the top. So it doesn't really maneuver all that well, or like I really even want it. But after some trial and error, I think after a reload of the save, I end up scooting that guy just over enough to where I can get it docked underneath, and we don't lose all this fuel at the space station, because I want to conserve as much fuel as I can. So we end up saving a fair amount of fuel here. And in not the next episode, but the episode after that, I should be adding a large fuel farm to the space station. I should be. I hope I am. Ooh. I hope I do. Yeah. I plan to. I haven't gotten to do that yet. That's the next recording I have to make. But I plan to do that. And come on, Doc. Get in there. There we go. Okay, good. So that's in place. And I forgot I had those little monopropellant tanks that I wanted to empty out. Boop. In. And that's going really slow. Really? Did I let it go this? And this is playing back at quarter speed. So that, that's taken a really long time. I must have been distracted, like answered a question from my wife or mother-in-law or something, and not focused on the game for a bit. I do apologize. This is rather slow. Wait, I pulled it out and put it in there? Because that made a whole lot of sense to me. That doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, I guess. Huh. I don't know why I did that. Aside from I need to maneuver this guy, and it might take a lot. Yeah, this guy, I tried to get him to dock with like one of those, but I couldn't get it. See how the RCS is only on the bottom? So it didn't want to cooperate. It didn't want to behave. It didn't want to do what I wanted it to, because the only point at which it could counteract itself is at those nozzles at the very bottom there. So anything you do, it would be like counteracted almost instantly. It was kind of annoying. Otherwise, if you had nozzles on the bottom and the top, they would counter each other, and it would still let it spin or rotate, whatever. But this didn't work out, and I come that way. I try to get to that, and I fail miserably. Ooh, and the game was getting garbage glitchy. So I shoot past. So I figured, okay, let's shoot way past, and maybe swing around and use the engine and come in for that. Maybe can we do that? And I tried. It turns out I cannot. Yeah, it didn't work out either. Did not work out well at all. Even though I rotated to give myself better orientation, no. I mean, I know I've seen, like, was it Scott Manley, other people do these types of things. Not necessarily this technique, or this size of a thing, but they've docked using only engines, no RCS. But this guy's just a little too big, a little too cumbersome, and I'm not that skilled. Yeah, so here we're just pointed at it, just trying to like brute force my way to it, but it's just, you can see the bottom end there is fishtailing around, and the game was getting pretty slow. I found more and more that as I play it, I have to reload the game every few launches or missions, simply because it's not happy. The Unity collects the garbage, and it just sits there for a long time, and it's not cooperative. So we try to brute force it up to this spot, and I have a lot of monopropellant to use. I don't use it up, but I think I just get really, really, really frustrated with it, and it doesn't happen. I mean, we get close to hitting it, but then we go up too high. Lame. Yeah, we were on track to hit it, and then something went wrong. I did something wrong. I fat-fingered something, and it didn't work. So I said, all right, you know what? Screw this. This is ridiculous. Do I try again? I can't believe I try again. I doubt I try again. I might try again. Wow. Oh, I know. I try to get lined up with it, but it just doesn't. Yeah, there we go. So I reload back to that last quick save. Sadly. Yeah, I know. Quick saving is kind of cheating. But we go back to that quick save, and I figure, you know what? I'm going to try to go for the docking node that's, as we're looking now, heading to the left, where there's that other 6-way joint. I figure, you know what, let's just stay pointed up and down and shift over to that, because that seems like it might be kind of easier, just to slowly slide, use minimal RCS movements or inputs, and let it do its thing, and eventually, like a meter or a 0.1 meter per second, at 10 centimeters per second, we eventually do get over there, but it takes forever. It took forever. It took a long time. It was a lot of time warp accelerating and seeing which way the thing shifts and bumps and drifts and stuff. But eventually we get over there. Yeah, here you can see it just one way. Okay, correct. Try to correct. Come on. And we do, I think. Yeah, now it's drifting the other way a little bit. Rotate up and down more. You can see which way we're going. And it just took a lot of patience and a lot of time warping. But we got there. And I think we actually got it. I think I actually kind of, for a moment, figured out some of the tricks of using the docking port alignment and all the indicators in not the best way possible, but using it smartly and correctly so that I can get things docked and lined up. As you can see, we get really close. And then there we go. We get it aligned. The prograde marker and the thing is all correct, or correct enough so that the magnets suck it in, and it's docked. Beautiful. Finally. Oy, that thing was quite the headache. So we try to transfer fuel around. There's really nowhere to put it because it's all full. But yeah, but it comes in handy though. I launch another refuel mission which eventually goes to the moon lander, the Endeavour there. But I utilize all the fuel on board to get orbital, or I shift it around a bit. When I dock to the space station, I'm able to, what's it called? I'm able to take that fuel out and send that fuel on to the moon. And what am I doing here? I don't remember this part in the video. I do apologize. I think this might have been a part where I shouldn't have been recording anymore. I should have let it go. Oof. I don't think I'm building... Yeah, I'm not building... Oh, I'm building a tank. At this point in time, I thought, oh, let's put a fuel tank over here. Because why not? And I end up putting this guy in a spot over by those solar panels, eventually, I think. And it gets there just fine. But it feels weird. I thought I would do a fuel farm over there, and I ended up deciding not to. Yeah, instead we're going to do, like I said, the fuel farm down below on something of a truss that is better, I think. I think it looks cooler, at least. Yeah, we set up that empty tank, and that is one of the tanks from, I don't know what, but it's from a mod. You can recolor the skins. I really like that, because I kind of want, once I get those fuel tanks more and more going up on the space station, I want to have them be different colors so that it looks like they're from different, I don't know, different eras, different missions, different timelines, just different in general. Yeah, so here we are speed building this. I didn't realize I was building this with this. Yeah, see, there I add fuel, there are docking ports, thinking I would add something onto the side of this, but I eventually end up, I mean, it's still on the space station now, but it's only a temporary thing. We're going to ditch it and do something else because it doesn't really do or it doesn't look quite the way I want it to look. I forgot I did this, like I said, I forgot I did this in the video. I think I didn't mean to, but I did it. We're showing all the progress. And this should have plenty of delta V. Yeah, I think it does. Yes, it does. Ooh. Yeah, you can see the game pausing every so often. There, little stutter, because it's the Unity garbage collection routine. Yeah, kind of annoying, but it's workable. And I've cut out a few mods that I don't use that had a lot of dependencies and a lot of parts and a lot of pieces that were just sitting in the background that don't. I'm not using them. I don't really intend to. So we got rid of them, at least for now. There's one or two maybe I might go back and add back in, but I kind of doubt it. Yeah, I kind of doubt it. Anyway, this guy's going up into orbit. Circularize. Get that up there. Come on. Is this one I go back and redo? No, it must not be. At least I don't think it is. It might be. Ooh. Oh, geez. Yeah. This is definitely one of those times when the game's lag is very, very strong. I mean, you can see it. This is a 4x speed from the video editor, but you can see the constant stuttering. I also think it is/was an audio issue. I've since had an audio driver update for my PC, and I think that's helped a little bit, but I think it's also the unit. I think they probably went like together, sadly. I think, yeah, even going out here doesn't help. Even doing like physics acceleration, I don't think that really helps either. Although I think it might have, kind of. Yeah, you can see the thing is slowly tick, 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 tick. And it runs for like half a second and then is paused for like 3 or 4 seconds. Slightly annoying. Just slightly. And then for some reason it evens out and everything's happy. Oh yeah, I couldn't click on it because there was some debris hanging out there. Yeah, so we have to go back to the Space Center and fix that, I believe. Alright, so now after some finagling and eventually getting the tanker up here, which was empty, we've transferred some fuel around. Unfortunately, we still have a lot of fuel just chilling up here. So I don't think this is going to be the final be-all, end-all for our refueling situation here. I think what I want to do... Yeah, here, we're going to go up really high, like probably maybe 2 crew tubes. Yeah, 2 pressurized truss pieces up, and then we'll have a fuel farm and then some docking nodules, docking ends, docking ports. Words are hard. But that's for a little further down the line. Right now, I'm going to take... Well, yes, we're going to send this guy back to Kerbin. I'm sorry. Nope. Back to the moon with its auxiliary tanks on board. I just want to make sure we have Valentina. Okay, so we have 1 pilot and Mersby and Bob. What are you guys? So you're the second half. So you are an engineer and a scientist. So we have Bob. Bob can reset things. Good. So we've got our people on board there who can do things. So I'm going to go ahead and put Mersby in there. There, that way the crew pod is fully manned. Yeah. So, off camera, I'll send this back to the moon, rejoin with the lander, transfer fuel across, do a few missions, send out more fuel to this guy, and we'll pick up next episode where we will be expanding the station even more. Probably 2 or 3 launches more to the station to get it where I want it, at least at this next stage, and to get rid of all these extra tanks that are just hanging out, because I'm not a huge fan of them. Anyway, that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. If you like, hit subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, pass the word. I will catch you later.